now to talk about the verdict of the Bombay High Court. The two lawyers who took on the mighty BCCI and have in fact won today, Ankita Verma and Dhaval Mehta. Ankita and Dhaval, thanks very much for joining us on CNBC TV 18, and congratulations, because you stand victorious today. Your stand is vindicated. Let me start by asking both of you, how long did it take you to put this PIL together, to get all the data that you needed to substantiate your claims in court together? Let me start by asking you that question, Ankita.
Well, Shireen, the thing is, we have time and again said that this issue came to light only during when state urged the people to celebrate dry Holi. So that is the time when we started thinking about things. That is the time the petitioners approached us and said, is this such a major issue? Can we research on this? That was the time when we researched on the entire issue. And within a week's time, it actually took a lot of time. During that week, I think we have worked day in and day out. And during that week's time...
The challenges that you faced, Ankita, as you put the data together, because if I were to look at some of the data that you've actually submitted to court, you talk about how IPL season 9, 60,000 litres of water would be required to maintain pitches at 3 stadiums, approximately 40 lakh litres of water to be used for 7 IPL matches. What were the difficulties that you encountered in trying to put the data together that you finally presented to the court, which has swung your way today, the verdict?
So exactly as I was saying, after this dry Holi thing, we started collating data from various sources. A few of them were media reports. A few of them, according to the international guidelines for maintenance of cricket pitches, we could actually figure out as to how much water would be used for maintaining pitches. So when we started collating the entire data, and when we started thinking about what are the water levels, what are the water storage levels in the state today, we came to a conclusion that we do not have enough water to even last us till the augment of the monsoons. So was it prudent for the state to keep quiet, or the authorities to keep quiet till we reach such a stage? Shouldn't they have already taken these issues up and decided for themselves that this is a luxury that the state cannot afford today?
Ankita, you know, we had one of the farmer associations on the channel today saying this is an emotional issue, it's an emotional reaction of moving out matches from the state of Maharashtra. Instead, have the matches here, this water cannot be reused, and share profits and revenues with the farmers. That would go a much longer way in helping them out. How do you react to that?
So the BCCI today in the court also maintained that they are willing to provide 5 crores to the drought relief fund. However, after weighing the arguments of both the sides, the court decided that water was a commodity right now so scarce that it cannot be valued in terms of money. That is the reason all the parties were heard in the court. It wasn't just that we filed a petition and we were all emotional and that's why this result has come out. The court has given substantial time. The arguments on this case have happened over a week. Today's newspaper, in fact, when I was reading the newspaper today, there was a report which said 227 villages have run dry in the past 7 days. That's the amount of time that we have been arguing over this case. So all the parties, necessary parties, have been heard, and that is when the decision of the court has come out.
Okay, you know, beyond this verdict, Dhaval Mehta, let me ask you that question. What has been the objective driving you? Because some people would argue that this is symbolism in a sense, but some people also say that at least it forces the government, it brings this issue front and center and forces the government to address what is a crisis in rural Maharashtra.
The fact remains that maybe it is looked as symbolism by many of the people because they are quite attached to the IPL. But the hard fact of it that maybe cricket is involved and therefore this issue is getting a lot of attention. The fact remains government, if would have been acted on time, we would not even be required to go and file an PL. It was only as a necessity that this situation arose and we were required to file it. And frankly speaking, while going through the records, the situation is so grave that it did require an urgent attention to it.
Okay, Dhaval, let me ask you this. You know, At this point in time, the court has said that IPL matches post the 30th of April should be shifted out of Maharashtra. That's about 13 matches that will need to be rescheduled. But beyond this, what is it that you now expect from the government? What do you expect from the Chief Minister, Fadnavis?
The issue does not really stop only upon
What more can we expect in terms of the action on your part to take this forward?
Now, water by itself is a very scarce commodity. And therefore, what would be really necessary is that there is already a water policy in place, and therefore the way in which the water should really be used, be implemented, and ultimately be provided to the people by equitable distribution. We are one of the main prayer which we are also seeking is implementation of the water policy by itself. We really are not really stopping only on IPL issue.
So what more can we expect then? If you're saying that you're not going to stop with the IPL, what next can we expect?
So to add to this, we have also asked for framing of policy. Right now what we are stating is IPL doesn't fall into category 1 or category 2 of the state water policy in terms of priority. So there should be a proper policy which should be drafted and which should be implemented for events of this nature, which fall low on priority in the state water policy. Also, we are going ahead in the course of this 1 week. We have had the privilege to talk to a lot of experts who have been working on the water policy, and they have suggested a few methods on which by which we can probably create water for irrigation purposes, bio-rich water for irrigation purposes.
Yes.
So we are also pondering over those points, and we will place it before the High Court for consideration when the PIL comes up next for hearing. This is just the ad interim stage. The issue is much larger.
The issue is much larger, but you've made your point and you've made it well. The country is now being forced to address what has been going on in Maharashtra, in the Vidarbha region, in the Marathwada region, something that we at CNBC-TV 18 have been trying to do as well for months now. But Dhaval, Mehta and Ankita, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC-TV 18. And once again, congratulations. Those are the lawyers who took on the IPL and won today. But moving on.